Today I'm going to read The Dog Who Had Kittens. This was Kayla's favorite book when she was growing up. You can see she even wrote her name in it. The Dog Who Had Kittens by Polly Robertus. Baxter, the basset hound, was in his backyard enjoying the smells of spring. Suddenly, he heard a fuss. "Eleanor!" the boy was shouting. "Everybody, come look at Eleanor!" Baxter trotted toward the side of the garage. He got there just as the boy's parents did. He had to push his head between all the legs to see what was going on. There, lying on her side in a box, was Eleanor. When she saw Baxter, she bristled her fur and hissed. Baxter just had time to see the squirming little bodies attached to her belly before the boy led him away to the oak tree. "You'd better stay here for a while," said the boy. "We're going to move Eleanor into the house with the kittens. She's very nervous." So Baxter was chained to the tree and abandoned. "Kittens," he thought. "Just what I need. More cats around the place. More attention for Eleanor. Less attention for me." He lifted his head and howled. "Oh!" Hours went by. No one even looked at him. It was almost dinner time when, to his surprise, Eleanor herself came toward him from the house. "Congratulations," he said, as sincerely as he could. Eleanor was licking a paw. "Marvelous, aren't they?" she purred. "How many?" "7. 3 of them look like me." "Gorgeous." Baxter slumped down in the grass. 7 kittens? This was worse than he had imagined. "That's nice," he said miserably. "How long am I going to be an outcast then?" "It wasn't my idea to chain you up. All the same, I'd appreciate it if you'd stay away for a while. You are a dog, and the kittens and I are cats. I know you for a very good fellow, but I must warn you, don't come near my kittens." And she stalked off toward the house. Finally, the boy fed Baxter and scratched and hugged him, but the ball didn't come out, and Baxter wasn't invited for a walk. Worst of all, Baxter had to go to bed in the garage. It went on like that for 3 days. Baxter was allowed in the house, but not in the laundry room, where the kittens lay in the large box. He could hear their thin cries from time to time. One day, the family left the house, but didn't quite shut the laundry room door. Baxter nosed it open and pushed inside. He could hear the kittens crying. Eleanor was nowhere in sight. Baxter hung his head over the side of the box and had a good look. Suddenly, he didn't feel a bit jealous. "They're so tiny," he thought. "Their eyes aren't open, and they can't even hold their little heads up or walk." The mewing baby seemed to be searching. Their cries were the most pitiful sounds Baxter had ever heard. Suddenly, Baxter was furious with Eleanor. Where was she? What right had she to leave her babies alone like this? When had they last eaten? Baxter began to pace around the room. The kittens' cries grew louder. Oh, why? Why doesn't anyone come? He thought desperately. Finally, he went back to the box. The kittens were in a ball in one corner. Delicately, Baxter stepped into the box. He lay down carefully, taking most of the extra space. The kittens sensed his warmth and began to pull themselves toward him. Crying louder than ever, blindly they stumbled and tumbled over each other until they were between his front paws. Little muzzles scouted his fur. Little mouths sucked at his legs and neck. Little paws with needles massaged him. Baxter was afraid to move for fear of crushing one of them. He held still for a long time. At last, the kittens fell asleep. He sniffed and poked them gently with his big nose. End of part 1.